I got my heart broken. So I had an ex that I felt like I was gonna marry. Like, you just know, all right, this girl has me like head over heels. So I felt that with this woman, and I messed it up. I really messed up that relationship, and it was no coming back. Okay. And I tried to get help. I went to therapy. I went to Google. I went to YouTube to try to just get answers on how to get your ex back and how to heal from the heartbreak. Okay. And I was getting nothing. It was nothing coming to me. So I was like, maybe I should start a podcast interviewing other people how they dealt with their heartbreaks. So it came that way. It came naturally. We all go through heartbreaks. So I don't know if y'all had a heartbreak or whatever, but we all go through breakups or stuff like that. And people feel like they're alone sometimes in that breakup. So to hear other people going through mess and going through rocky road relationships, it makes it relatable to a lot of people. So, right. Yeah. That's what it is. I thought my situation was bad, but this guy, so such and such, and then you can see the @ name. I put the @ name as their name. Right. So you can go to their page and look at their page and look at them and see how that person look. Got it.
So ultimately, people come on your podcast and basically talk dirt on the ex.
I try not to make it dirty.
It's
but
actually therapeutic. Yes, you're more like a therapist in a sense.
Do you feel like you're giving people therapy through conversations about their ex?
They're getting their stuff off. It's like sometimes it'd be their first time talking about the story. Oh, and they be like, "Man, I felt good to get that out." Right, and it's like a release for them.
Yeah, but so you started it because of like
I wanted to hear other people's view on how they got through their heartbreak.
Understood.
I was suffering. I was going through it. I kept doing all the wrong. So I went on YouTube and it was like ways to get your ex back. And it was like you can't message them for this amount of days. And I already messed up. I was like, see, I can't do that. I already messed up.
He sent the Raven.
Yes. So it was like,
bro, you had the whole checklist.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I did that. And it was like, if you already did this, scratch this, try this one. And it was like steps on how to try to get your ex back. Right. I failed everything.
None of it worked.
None of it worked.
Wow.
None of
All
it
right,
worked.
so what were some of the most like imaginative, creative things that you found in just that specific part?
To get your ex
back? Because I'm sure that's another thing that most of us.
Yeah.
I would tell you the no contact rule works because they say like 21 days, don't contact them. And they may start wondering about you. Like, did he die? Did he kill himself? It's like all types of stuff that the woman, it works for women. Or it could work for anybody. But that 21-day no contact rule, that kind of works. But I got to like 14 days and I was like, I want to text. I was itching and I messed it up. I got to like 18 and I was like, I got to text.
Does your ex know you went through this process?
Yeah. We actually caught up with each other right before the pandemic. And I told her everything I was going through. She seen the change in me, but I really messed up that bad and her family was involved. So she didn't want to take me back because of what her mother made think. Yeah.
Wait, and give us some context. How many years ago was this?
Oh, man, 2018. Yeah.
Okay, so it was fairly recent.
Summertime. Well, the situation happened Essence Fest 2018. And then we went to New Orleans, And then we broke up in September 2018. So we tried to make it work and it didn't work.
So my question is, you started this because you wanted to heal from it, and you wanted to kind of find ways to get over your ex, but you're saying that like a lot of people want to get this stuff off their chest because it's therapeutic for them. So for me, you hearing through their story, is it therapeutic for you?
Yes, because I'm learning new things. I'm learning new tactics and
tactics. They're tactics,
man. It's
this one episode for coping or
for coping or just going through your problems. So this is one tactic called the brain dump. You open your voice note in the phone and you just rant into it. Okay. And then when you calm down, you play it back and you can hear how silly you sound and how like it's like your friend ranting to you and you like, yo, they sound crazy. Wait, they don't know how.
So you rant just
into your phone. Like if you're
angry,
angry,
you're talking to the ex
phone.
or just
No, you're talking to your phone.
Oh, basically your own thoughts. What? Your own thoughts?
Your thoughts, yeah. So if let's say you go through something at work and you're like, my effing boss, I hate my boss. You rant into your phone. Right. And then you let like 2 hours pass, you calm down, listen to it, and you be like, yeah, I said I shouldn't be, my boss shouldn't get me this mad.
Yeah, sounds like crazy.
Yeah. So that's called the brain dump. And I learned that from my podcast. One of my guests said, this is what I do. This is what my therapist taught me to do. Brain dump. If I feel angry, if I feel anything, just rant into my phone.
What's fascinating about that, besides just the exercise, is the fact that the person who told you that said they got that from their therapist.
Yep.
That is super interesting. And I wonder, through this experience, have you spoken to a lot of people that have actually gone through therapy?
Yeah.
And have you yourself thought about?
I try to date. It's like dating therapists. I went through like 4 therapists, and none of them worked.
You said you dated 4 therapists?
It's like going on dates. So it's like you're trying to find the right girl.
Yeah.
Trying to find the right therapist.
The right
it's like,
therapist is like dating.
but I was spending money, and it was like these people were just sitting there letting me talk,
Right.
not really giving no input, and just try to offer me meds. And I'm like, I don't need
What?
medicine.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh, they were trying to offer you meds?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So
You know what's crazy about what you just said? I had that same exact experience at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
So given that you have spoken to a plethora of people, what do you think you're doing different? Are you dating now, or are you in a relationship?
I'm dating, yeah.
You're dating.
Yeah.
So given what you went through and what you hear other people go through, does that give you a good feeling about your potential next relationship?
Yeah, because a lot of the people I interview, they lack communication. Some things could be so simple if they communicate it. So I had to implement that in my life, and because I sucked at it.
And you recognize that through your conversation with other people.
Yeah.
AKA the Introspect Room, the
man.
room where you can learn about yourself through conversations with other
They sitting
people.
there telling the story, and I'm like, if you would have just said something, but I always hold things in. Or it's always something like that.
But who's usually holding stuff in?
The men.
The men are always holding stuff in.
Yeah, the men.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of held that in too. I held that in.
The women.
You just said this now. Like,
I know, but I'm just because I was like, wait, the men? I was like, yeah.
The women are more patient,
Yeah.
and they just keep taking on stuff, taking on things, and they'll communicate. But once they clock out, they'll still be in a relationship, but they clock out.
Oh yeah, they clock. Women break up with you before the breakup.
Yeah.
They say
Long
it's
before
done,
the breakup.
They say it's done months before.
But the guys don't like to
actually
communicate.
ends.
They just feel like you should understand them. Some women are like that, but mostly men.
Okay, that's the part that I wasn't prepared to hear.
Yeah, mostly men is like
they should know. Wait, men are saying she should know.
Yeah.
What? I usually hear that from women.
Yeah, but men are like that. Man, they don't like to say, "Oh, I'm feeling this way.
Right.
I don't want to speak right now." They'll just say something else. Like,
no, I get that part. I agree with that part. The part about where the men are saying she should know.
It goes both ways, but men that lack communication, they feel like their partner should know them to know when they're mad, when they're hungry, and then it becomes a problem.
I'm so glad that you have that to share with us.
Yeah.
Because
here we
this
go.
is what I've been trying to tell you. You can't say that like all men or most men think this way. It's just like maybe in your circle, that's all you've seen.
But that's what but that's all I'm communicating.
Here's an example, right? You play video games?
Used to.
All right, so you online, right?
Okay.
Now, if your woman comes into the room, she don't know that you're online and you can't pause it. She's just talking to you like da-da-da. And you're not telling her, I'm online, I can't pause it. You expect her to know, like, when I'm playing this game, I'm online, I can't pause it.
And me personally, no, I wouldn't feel like that.
A lot of guys are like that. Yeah, it's like when they're playing 2K. The girl would know that you're playing 2K, but they don't know if you're playing online, offline. The guy won't communicate because he's so...
I hear you, and I agree with you from that point of view of other people. But if you were to ask me if I was in that situation, I'm at a point in my life, not necessarily as of late, but even before, where I try to communicate as much as I can.
You had to learn that. You had to learn that.
I did. I had to learn it. It took maturity.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm also a little bit more bold than most people, and I'm not afraid of the smoke. Mm-hmm. Right. So I will tell somebody, sometimes to my detriment, I'll say like, "Yo, this is what it is." Yeah. Like if I'm doing something and it's a problem, I'll take the L for that one time, but I'm like, "Yo, listen, I really didn't like X, Y, and Z." It took maturity for me to communicate that way. I agree. Yeah. But again, in my experience, a lot of women I've spoken to, dated, as well as just had, miscellaneous conversations with, they always talk about how they're afraid to speak their mind on something.
That's true.
And then they always say like, I don't know why he couldn't tell. I was giving hints.
But how long were you in those relationships? Yeah. If you with somebody for a long time, y'all should be able to like feel each other out. Now if it's like in the honeymoon stage, then you're gonna get that probably like. And he should know.
I'm curious at like what you think about the honeymoon stage in terms of length, right?
Yeah.
Because you've spoken to so many different people.
Yeah. It's always like a year.
A year.
Yeah.
A
year
and a half.
Yeah.
After that, that's when you start to see the real, like, the layers come back, and you're like, all right, this is who this person really is.
Then I think about moving in with each other, that argument happens. Like, it's different things that end that honeymoon stage.
And it's hard to make it in a relationship past that point. And when you get past that point, that's when you've actually been in a relationship. That's how I feel.
So when you talk to these people on your podcast who, in my opinion, they basically talk trash about the ex. That's just my opinion. You know, when you hear them, is there like a common time length of the relationship? It varies.
It's all different. Yeah, all varies. Yeah. Nah, I can't even say that. Wow. Some are 6 months, and it'll be the most traumatic relationship.
Really?
Some are 12 years, 15 years. Yeah.
What's the most diabolical story you've ever heard?
Diabolical?
Yeah, like where like you almost like lost your place in the conversation.
You weren't sure if you were gonna put it out.
Oh, well, I can't put what episode? I forgot the episode, but it was like the worst things in the world that was happening. Like, he sent her father her nudes, and and she was I think she's Pakistani or she's Muslim. She's Muslim, so you know that's like. Bro, you can't see nobody naked, Muslim. And he sent her father her nudes, and the mother had to like step in, get the phone, delete it, and she still kept him. I was shocked.
She stayed with him.
Still kept him around.
Wow. So wait, in that situation, what ended up?
I forgot. That's
if that didn't break it up.
She stayed. She didn't break up with him after that.
I forgot. But he ended up hearing the episode and couldn't believe that she felt the way she felt. It was crazy. Yeah.
What do you mean he couldn't believe it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
get him on the show.
He was
get him on this show. Put him, yo.
He did a whole bunch of things. I'm just shocked because it's my first time speaking to her.
Right.
So I was like, all right. I was getting ready after he sent the father the news. I'm like, all right. So you left him at. She's like, I did not leave him. I'm like, I had to like, yo. I was shocked. But it was like thing after thing. He kept cheating on her. Had a whole baby on her. Like.
Dang.
Whole bunch of things. I forgot
was she a long relationship?
Well, how old was she?
Like in her 20s.
And that was a long relationship.
Huh?
They were together for years.
For like at least 7-8 years. Yeah.
What? Wait. When you say in 20s, early 20s,
like mid 20s. She like recently left him in her 30s, like 30, 31.
She left him.
It was from early 20, like 23, all the way to like.
That's why.
Yeah.
She got dignitized early.
I don't know what it was, but
and then
man. And she was Muslim, yeah. And I was like, no way. Like,
but I think
was he also Muslim?
No, he was black.
I think also there could be a possibility that culturally, like, she's not really taught to leave and speak.
No, this girl was beautiful. Like, she could get any man she wants. No,
there are certain cultures that cultures. I don't want to say that's hers, but I've.
No, but if the parents and friends are saying like get rid of him and you're not getting rid of him, that's something within you.
Right. Okay, then that's a good point.
100%.
That's a good point.
So that's nothing you could do about that.
That's crazy.
Like, it's not even commitment.
But she admits that she suffered from like I forgot. It was a long time ago. It was like a year ago.
Yeah.
But
she has a lot of other things that she needs to
insecurities.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman, but she suffered from a lot of like insecurities and other things. Yeah.
Who tells the best stories? Men or women?
It's a tie. It's a tie. I would say the men. Well, this year, the men. Last year was the women.
Wow.
So this year, the men.
2.
Yeah. So I have 63, 64 episodes. The men has been killing it for 2021.
Okay.
And then the women, 2020, 2019, 2020.
So what's the definition of the men killing it? Like, what does that mean?
It's the details. Like, I had one guy who was like a drug dealer, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to shoot him up," and it was like very like a movie. Yo, it was a part in the episode where he told his girlfriend that he's going to see his baby mom. She ain't like that he go see his baby mom. He think he's still having sex with her. So she was mad, so mad. They driving, and she just jumped out the car. And he said the chick was rolling down the block, and he was like, "I had drugs on me. I wanted to go get her, but I had my gun and had my drugs, and cops was coming, so I had to leave her." So it was like a movie. Wow. They had a whole shootout scene, and yeah, man.
Wait, hold on.
Wait. Who do you have a shootout with?
Who do you have a shootout with?
It was drug dealers, whoever wanted to kill him. He was a
Oh wait, she tucked and rolled because of a shootout?
No. It's two different scenes. Yeah. But in the episode, it was like they had a shootout.
I was like, what is that?
Fast and Furious 12?
Like, yo, baby mama, damn, they shooting.
And then another scene, she jumped out the car. Another scene, it was like fight.
Crazy, man.
It was crazy, yeah. So yeah, man, it was episode 58 with Tahoe TV. One of the best stories on my podcast, I swear. And
that's crazy.
You got to check that out. Views of an X, episode 58.
Yeah, Tahoe TV
of an X.
And he's a big podcaster as well. So having him on my podcast really helped boost my podcast. So the story was amazing.
That's wild to me.